Hindi or Urdu version is in description.
Just imagine the pain for parents who prayed for days and nights to have a baby boy, and just 5 months later, that baby is gone forever. On November 2nd, 2025, in the small village of Chinnatti in Krishnagiri district, Tamil Nadu, a 5-month-old Dhruvan lost his life. He was the son his father Suresh had prayed for countless times. When Dhruvan was born in July 2025 after two daughters, Suresh's wish for a son was finally completed. But tragically, at just 5 months old, his son's breath stopped. This devastation struck at 3 p.m. on the afternoon of November 2nd, when Bharti, his mother, tearfully informed Suresh that their baby was unresponsive. Bharti claimed she had fallen asleep while breastfeeding her son, and when she woke up, Dhruvan wasn't breathing. In a panic, Suresh clutched his son to his chest and rushed to the government health center, but it was too late. After understanding the incident, doctors suspected the baby had suffocated during breastfeeding, a condition known in medical science as an aspiration. Suresh and Bharti were inconsolable. It was a sorrow no one would even wish upon an enemy. Just after 1 week of Dhruvan's death, on 8th November 2025, police arrived at the village with the medical and the forensic team, and they started digging up Dhruvan's grave. Everyone was stunned, and the most shocking point was Suresh himself was with the police. The whole village was in the chaos. The villagers were hit with the revelation that Dhruvan's death was not an accident, it was a pre-planned murder. The case was not just horrifying, but the motive behind it was really a shameful thing, proving that the crime in today's world is neither limited by a reason or a relationship. Suresh and Bharti had been married for 6 years and had two daughters, aged 5 and 3, but Suresh always wanted a son. Bharti, however, felt their two daughters were enough and their family was complete. Moreover, 38-year-old Suresh was a daily wage worker, so another child was financially challenging. When Bharti became pregnant, she asked Suresh for an abortion, but he refused, wanting a brother for his daughters. By chance, Bharti gave a birth to a son Dhruvan, fulfilling the wish of Suresh. But these dreams were shattered in just 5 months. The shocking conspiracy was revealed after Suresh returned home following his son's burial. In the atmosphere of grief, many relatives were at Suresh's house. Suresh was broken internally, while Bharti was quiet, seemingly in shock. The next morning, when the relatives had left, Suresh felt a mobile phone vibration on his bed. He checked and found a mobile phone placed under a pillow of a mattress. Thinking a relative had forgotten their phone, he turned on screen, and he was immediately shocked to see a photo of his wife Bharti as a wallpaper. Luckily, the phone had no password. When Suresh checked the call history, he saw that all the incoming and outgoing calls were to and from the same number. 3 years ago, 26-year-old Bharti became the friends with 22-year-old Sumithra. She used to live nearby. This friendship deepened into hours of conversation, sharing secrets, and spending time together. Since Suresh was out working as a laborer, Sumitra often came to Bharti's house. Over time, this friendship took a different turn, evolving into a romantic and then a physical relationship. This obsession grew so strong that Bharti got a tattoo of Sumitra's name on her chest. Bharti even bought a secret phone hidden from her husband solely to communicate with Sumitra. The relationship eventually became the subject of gossip and whispers among the neighborhood. When the rumors reached Suresh's ear and he saw the Sumi's tattoo on her wife's chest, his suspicion turned into anger. And when he confronted Bharti, she furiously denied everything, claiming Sumitra was just a good friend and the tattoo was a sign of their friendship. A few months later, Bharti became pregnant, but she did not want to have more children. In the early months of pregnancy, Bharti and Sumitra resumed meeting secretly. They even started making intimate video reels together. One day, Suresh suddenly caught them in the act. Though completely broken, instead of reacting in anger, he calmly tried to reason with Bharti, appealing to her the sense of family, honor, and the well-being of their daughters and the unborn child. He also wants Sumithra to end this relationship. Since they were caught red-handed, both women agreed to comply and promised Suresh it won't happen again. A few months later, Bharti gave birth to Dhruvan, filling their home with joy. But the evil darkness was growing behind that joy. With the baby's arrival, Bharti's life totally changed. She had to care for him, feed for him, and had to wake late nights, which led to reduced communication with Sumithra. Sumithra did not take this well. She showed her anger with Bharti over the voice notes, complaining that Bharti no longer cared for her and that her completed family made Sumithra useless. She sent emotional messages to Bharti, asking her to delete her photos, videos, and voice messages from her phone. Bharti began to feel guilty. She believed that the baby was the very reason that made them distant. This guilt slowly turned into fear. Fear that Sumithra will leave her alone forever. Next day, Bharti called Sumithra to her house when Suresh was out for work. As they became intimated, Dhruvan began to cry from hunger. Sumithra became irritated. She shouted at Bharti, "If this kid would cry like this, we will never live peacefully. Kill him. Only then we both be happy together." Those words stuck in Bharti's mind, and the effect was devastating. On November 1st, 2025 at 3 p.m., when Suresh was out for work, Bharti took an unimaginable step. She laid the 5-month-old infant on her lap, and now Bharti covered baby's mouth and nose with her hands, cutting off his ear. Within seconds, Dhruvan struggled helplessly, only able to move his arms and legs. And in a few minutes, he was gone forever. If you have made it this far, take a pause, like the video, and consider subscribing to the channel so that you won't miss out any content. After killing her son, Bharti faked cries and chaos, pretending her son was not breathing. She even convinced her husband it was an accidental death. But the secret phone Suresh found exposed the conspiracy. Suresh saw the intimate photos, videos, and sexual conversations between the two women. The shock turned to horror when he saw the photo of his son's lifeless body in the jet. Heartbroken and angry, Suresh left the house. Fearing he would go to the police, Bharti called him, begging him to return and not to go to the police. Bharti first tearfully requests Suresh to return, saying she made a mistake in anger and asks for forgiveness, promising to obey him. She insists that death was an accident, but Suresh wanted to know the truth. He tried to convince Bharti to tell him what happened that day. After much convincing, Bharti confesses her act. When Suresh asks, "Who asked you to do this?" she names Sumithra. Suresh ultimately handed the phone over to the police as evidence. It was a solid proof of the crime. The police registered the case and arrested both Bharti and Sumithra. Dhruvan's body was taken from the grave and sent for a postmortem. Every society holds certain bonds as sacred. Above all, the bond of a child and a mother is the purest form of unconditional love and safety. The world believes, without a question, a mother's lap is the safest heaven on earth. But what happened when that ultimate trust, not just broken, but brutally shattered? Let us know in the comments, what do you believe went wrong in this case? If you like this video, then I would request you to check out our other videos as well. The link is in description.